It says, "For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them."
They didn't have the internet to look up events. There wasn't commentaries by other people that could comment on their writings. There was no commentary on the book of Daniel. There was no commentary on the book of Isaiah. We find a text that we don't understand. I can go to 100 people, theologians, commentaries that'll give me some insight as to what this means. They could, but they desired to know. I want us to see 4 things tonight: the content, the chronological set, the confession stated, the cleansing secured, and the commendation sworn. I think this was the notes from last week as well. Let's look at the content that's sealed. Verse 4. Lois, read Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4.
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Now I've given you all the vision. Now roll it up and shut it. Shut it. That's it. That's all. That's the end of it. Seal it until the time of the end. And that is a specific period of time. Verse 4 says, shut up the words. That is, don't let this thing get away. Shut it up, preserve it, seal it, make it secure. Preserve it until when? Until the time of the end. Seal the book. It refers to the written material that Daniel had. I don't know when he must have went back to his bunk or his palace room and wrote what the angel said. It was a large amount of material. So all this information from the angels is now to be shut up. To kept sealed. What does it mean? It refers to the time of the Great Tribulation. For the time of the end is a reference to the tribulation. The sealing doesn't mean the message is hidden, but it means it is safely preserved for those who come later, especially those who are in the Great Tribulation. Now, we are not in the Great Tribulation yet. The fullness of its meaning will not be understood till the time of the tribulation. Now, during the time of the tribulation, this book, Daniel, will be reopened by God's people and studied all over again, and they will understand it as clearly as reading the daily newspaper. Because all the events will come to pass. They will see all Israel, a remnant of Israel will be saved as a result of this. Now, we've already stated earlier, or we have noted in times past, there are 2 witnesses. Who are the 2 witnesses?
Elijah and Moses.
No, Superman and Batman. Okay. Honey, didn't you listen last week?
I forgot.
And there will be 144,000 others who will study the book. And they will know what's going to happen. And they'll know the order of events. When they read the book of Revelation, they'll know what's coming next.
They'll understand it.
And many shall run to and fro. Is that verse 4? Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right? What's that talking about? Many people in the tribulation are going to run to and fro, trying to find out answers as to what is going on. And they're going to find the book of Daniel, and at that time their knowledge is going to be increased. They run in movements. Who is in search of something, especially information. Chasing, running, looking for answers. Jeremiah 5:1. Jeremiah 5:1 says, to seek and to know and to see. To seek and to know and to see. They're running, trying to find some answers. Zechariah chapter 4 and verse 10. They're running about trying to find answers. The book of Daniel, 4:10. The book of Daniel will be used to turn many into righteousness. Secondly, let's know the chronological set. Look at verse 5. Jimmy, Daniel 12, verse 5.
Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on his side of the bank of the river, and the other on the side of the bank of the river. One was on each side.
Daniel doesn't know. But before he could ask a question, guess what? Two other angels show up. They are said to be standing on the opposite bank of the Tigris River. And since Daniel has been dialoguing with the angel on this side throughout the vision, we can safely assume that these two characters are angels. So Daniel sees two other angels standing on the other side. Then the glorious angel whom he has been talking, and we are assuming one or two things: he has been talking to the incarnated Christ, or he has been talking to Michael. The question then is, in verse 5, why do they appear? He hadn't seen them before. Some think that God was wanting to confirm his prophecy, where there's witnesses of two others. But God uses the angels for the execution of his plan. Now note about these angels, verse 6 and 7. Richard, Daniel 5, Daniel 12, verses 6 and 7.
And one said to the man clothed in linen which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swore by him that liveth forever, and it shall be for a time, times and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished.
One of the angels was above the waters. He was flapping his wings, I'm not sure. It's an indication that this angel possessed great power and authority over nature. This could have been, it all depends on your interpretation. One of the angels said, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? Well, it seemed this angel did not know the whole revelation either. And Jesus said, no one knows the time or the day,